Good morning guys, Abel here back with another video, and I clickbaited you a little bit, but not really. So if you thought that in this video I'm going to explain how getting lean is going to make you happy and the solution to your life's problems is to get to 10% body fat, so basically I'm just going to get into bullshit selling out territory with my messaging, then you will be disappointed. So in that sense I clickbaited you. On the other hand, I didn't clickbait you quite as much because I do think that done right, getting into your best shape can actually increase your well-being and your overall happiness. So first of all, is being at 10% body fat, let's say by itself, or being at a six-pack level leanness, or if you're a woman, being cellulite free, all of these things, are they going to make you happy? No. Conversely, just by itself, being at say 20 or 25% body fat or whatever body fat percentage which is not as lean as what your ideal is that going to make you unhappy? No. All of that is bullshit. So let's just get that out of the way. My general philosophy on being in your best shape and how that correlates with well-being and happiness is sort of analogous to money. Will money make you happy? Well, by itself, no. Just simply having the bank notes in your hand is not going to make you happy. Now, some of the things that you will have access to if you have more money, some of the extra freedom you get, some of the extra opportunities you will have, that can increase your well-being and overall happiness. And conversely, if you don't have money, some of the things that you will fall away from can increase unhappiness. So just as in the case of money, being in good shape can open up some opportunities for you in many, many ways. I won't even list examples, but socially, how comfortable you are taking your shirt off at the beach, things like that, that might contribute to you feeling better about yourself, increase your well-being and happiness. And at the same time, not being in good shape or not being at the shape where you think you should be, it might make you fall away from certain opportunities. There are many examples, again, with the opposite sex, or whatever sex you're attracted to, socially, how comfortable you are taking your shirt off at the beach, and these things might decrease self-confidence, overall well-being, and after all, happiness. All right, so indirectly, sometimes just how good of a shape you're in can contribute to how happy you feel. But that's about the extent of it. That's my overall philosophy on leanness, body composition, and happiness. But what I want to do here actually is explain exactly how and why getting into your best shape, if you do it right, can actually make you a happier person. So I will put up two pictures here. As you can see, body fat levels are similar in both cases. It's not super fat, it doesn't look terrible, but none of them are as lean as what I would want to be ideally. On one of these pictures, on the left, I was very, very unhappy about myself, and my body composition had a very large role to play in that. In the other picture, my body fat levels are similar, but I felt perfectly happy about myself. I was satisfied, I had no insecurities about the way I looked, and I was a happy person. And being at that body fat percentage did not detract from that the least bit. What is the difference between the two pictures then? Well, on the left, when I was at that body composition, I did not want to be at that body composition. I wanted to have abs. I wanted to be lean. In fact, not that long before that, I actually got lean. And the way I got to that body fat percentage is by losing self-control, also just not quite knowing what I was doing, and I just had no control over the situation. What got me to that body fat percentage is not me going on a bulk and purposefully bringing my body weight up. No, it was a matter of rebounding really badly from a fat loss diet, which I just completed not that long before that. Lots of terrible eating habits. Also other things like not having a good system nutritionally, not knowing anything about meal planning, not knowing how to come up with a solid structure. By the way, also not quite knowing what I was doing in the gym. So in general, a lack of mastery, and more importantly, a lack of control. I was having binges every other day. I was trying to make up for those binges in the following days. I was basically constantly trying to diet. What you're seeing there, believe it or not, was actually a dieting person who was failing to diet. I had the goal of being at 10 to 12% body fat, maybe 15% body fat if we are generous. I wanted to have abs, but I just couldn't get there. So being at that body fat percentage while it's not terrible, it's not unhealthy per se, it was not my choice. My choice was something else, but I just felt like I had no power to act in accordance with that choice. Now, on the other picture, body fat levels are very similar. Yes, you could argue I have more muscle there, this and that, but that's not the point. That's also not a body fat which I would want to maintain year-round. However, at that time, I was feeling perfectly happy about myself. So what's the difference between that picture and the one on the left? Well, the difference is that was at the end of a purposeful, systematic gaining phase. I wanted to try out how it's like to push food up, to push my body weight up to an all-time high. How is that going to affect my training volume and how much I can recover from? How is that going to impact my energy levels, sleep quality, libido, all of these things? That was something that I did in purpose. I wanted to bulk up, and so that's what I did. Did I love the way I look? No, of course, I still would have preferred to be leaner, but I understood that getting to a higher body fat level is going to be a consequence of what I wanted to do and what I wanted to experiment with. I accepted that, so I got to that body fat percentage as a matter of choice. And so this is what I really want to get to here. The reason why getting into your best shape can make you a more fulfilled, confident, and happier person is not because of the body fat percentage itself. It's not because you will have striations on your delts or your abs will be more defined. No, it's because you made a choice, you set out a path, and you follow through on that path. And this is where it becomes important, what I said in the beginning, if done right. So if you complete a diet correctly, then you will also learn from the process and you will gain autonomy. You will actually learn how to get lean and stay lean so that in the future, getting lean or not being lean can simply become a choice. You can choose to be lean. You know exactly how to get there in a sustainable way. You will learn about structure, meal planning, how to modify your training in the process. You will learn about self-control. You will gain all these life skills, so you will gain autonomy over what happens with your physique. But once again, this is where it's important to emphasize what I said in the beginning. If you do this right, then all of these good things can happen. Because you can get lean, as we talked about on this channel a bunch of times, by doing a lot of crazy things. Tons of people get lean every year. Even some of the people that you follow on Instagram who, if you actually looked at what they do on a day-to-day basis to get lean, it's insanity. Binges every other day, no structure, suffering through the whole process, and by the time they get lean, they are a complete wreck. Okay, maybe I should actually show you two more pictures since I showed you my fatter pictures. On the left, you see a pretty lean, stringy guy. I have abs, probably around the 10% body fat mark. On the right, you also see me, still pretty stringy, maybe with a little bit more muscle, also around the 10% body fat mark. In both of these cases, I was momentarily satisfied with the way I looked. I looked in the mirror and I was like, cool, this looks good. I completed a diet. I did well. How much did that matter in the long term? Well, on the left picture, a few months later, I was back at 20+% body fat, the picture that I just showed you in the beginning. I experienced a really ugly rebound. I was still satisfied with my leanness for the few days in which I could maintain that body fat percentage, and then I lost control because I did not master anything in the process of actually getting lean. I completed the diet. I kept calories low enough for long enough for it to matter. But I had no structure. I did not gain any new skills about self-control, structuring things, setting up a diet properly. I just starved myself by whatever means I could. And so the result, 2 months later, I was more dissatisfied with myself than ever before, from a physique standpoint at least. On the right picture, again, body fat percentage is similar, but I did not have a rebound. I was satisfied myself on the day of finishing the diet and also 5 months later, because I actually mastered things in the process of getting lean. In short, basically, even though you're seeing two similarly lean physiques on both pictures, in one of these cases, that actually contributed to my well-being and my happiness. In the other, it didn't. And the difference is because in one of these pictures, I was actually in a position of autonomy. Autonomy over what happens with my physique. I could make the choices and I could act in accordance with these choices. And so this is what this video is really about, because to me, this is the ultimate final stage of your fitness journey. A lot of people, and I was thinking like this for a very long time, think that the ultimate stage of your fitness journey, where you reach ultimate success, is when you can maintain the leanest body fat percentage possible and you can hold the most amount of muscle possible. So you start out your fitness journey, maybe you're at 20% body fat and only 70 kilos, and 10 years later you will be at 10% body fat and 85 kilos, and that is the ultimate stage, when you can hold on to a fitness model-like physique. That's bullshit. The reality is, when you max out on your genetic potential in terms of muscularity, when you reach a really low aesthetic looking body fat percentage, you look incredible, this is your best look ever. Yes, that's going to make you very proud and satisfied, and maybe momentarily even very happy, but those feelings are very fleeting. Trust me on this. I gained a lot of muscle over the years. I hit all kinds of benchmarks in terms of leanness and body fat percentage. It made me feel satisfied. I was proud. It was cool to take pictures. But those moments just come and go. What really gives you the feeling of, wow, I've come a long way, I can't believe what I achieved, what I've become, is a feeling of autonomy. Being in full control over what happens with your physique. There is nothing in the world that makes 8% body fat better than 22% body fat. Absolutely nothing. Maybe at the extremes we can start talking about differences objectively simply because of health. So yes, maybe 15% body fat is better than 35% body fat. Fine. But in general, there is nothing that makes being leaner better than being slightly fatter, as long as it's a choice. If it's your choice, you decided to be 20% body fat, then that 20% body fat physique is just as awesome and admirable as a 9% body fat physique. And this is the main thing that I'm telling to my clients or prospective clients who sign up with me is, look, we can get you lean, and I will do my absolute best to get you lean as efficiently and optimally as possible. But trust me, what will make you happy in the long term, what you're really after, is having this full mastery and autonomy over what happens with your physique. When you get there, you can just decide in a whim, do I want to be a bit fatter? Do I want to be a bit leaner? And you will have the know-how and the complete blueprint to go either one of those routes. That's really the ultimate goal that you're after. So right now, I'm probably 9% body fat, and I feel happy about myself. I feel satisfied. But I would be just as happy and just as satisfied if I was at 20% body fat. If that happens in the future, if sometimes later down the line you will see me once again at 20% body fat, you can know that I will be just as happy about myself, because that will be my choice. I will get to 20% body fat because I will want to be at 20% body fat. The only times when it is a problem when you're at 20% body fat or 25% body fat is when you actually want to be at 12% body fat or 15 or 10, but you just cannot do it because of lack of skills, lack of mastery, lack of know-how and blueprint, and bad habits. When your bad habits, lack of control, and lack of mastery is just pulling you one way and the other way and you have no control over it, then that becomes a problem. That can actually detract from your self-confidence and overall well-being. So basically, this is the conclusion. Will getting lean make you happy? Well, being at a low body fat percentage will absolutely not make you happy. But mastering the process of getting lean and gaining that autonomy can absolutely increase your happiness. So basically, this is why I said, I sort of clickbaited you, sort of didn't. Being lean will absolutely not make you happy, but the overall process can give you some tools which can then help you to increase your happiness. So you can become a happier person by getting lean, but not because abs are better than having no abs. So yeah, folks, that's the conclusion for today. So if you would like to learn more about these things, then first of all, subscribe to the channel. Of course, like the video, comment, and let me know what you think. If you want to be coached by me, mentored by me, or do a consultation with me, check out the show description for more information about that. Follow me on Instagram. I'm posting there every other day, basically. So there's some cool stuff there. And otherwise, I will see you in the next video.